Picture this scenario. You finally get the promotion you've worked 5 years for. It's everything you wanted. But the next morning, instead of celebrating, you wake up with a crushing sense of imposter syndrome. You walk into the office, and for no logical reason, you start an argument with your boss that nearly gets you fired. Or you are in the healthiest relationship of your life. No games, no drama, just peace. But on a quiet drive home, that peace starts to feel like suffocation. So you pick a fight over something trivial. You scream, you push them away, you sabotage the moment until the relationship fractures. When the dust settles, you sit in the wreckage and ask yourself the same haunting question. Why do I keep doing this? Most people call this bad luck or having a difficult personality. But psychology offers a far more disturbing explanation. You are not destroying your life because you are broken. You are destroying it because your brain has identified happiness as a threat to your survival. Welcome to the psychology of self-sabotage. Today, we are going to dismantle the mechanism behind why you are terrified of your own success. Point number 1. The upper limit problem, homeostatic regulation. To understand your behavior, you must understand a concept from cybernetics called homeostasis. Just as your body has a thermostat that regulates your temperature, your psyche has a thermostat that regulates your capacity for joy. Psychologist Gay Hendricks calls this the upper limit problem. If you grew up in chaos, neglect, or mediocrity, your internal thermostat was set to a low temperature. Your nervous system learned that struggle is your baseline. Struggle is familiar. Struggle is home. So when something amazing happens, when you hit a level of success or love that exceeds your internal setting, your nervous system doesn't feel joy. It feels disorientation. It registers this abundance as a foreign anomaly. Your subconscious mind immediately triggers a cooling mechanism to bring you back down to your baseline. You create a crisis, you overspend, you procrastinate. You don't do this to suffer. You do it to return to the only state where you feel safe, familiar misery. You are not afraid of failing. You are afraid of the terrifying unfamiliarity of succeeding. Point number 2. Cognitive dissonance and identity protection. We all possess a core identity, a deep subconscious script that defines who we are. If your core script says, "I am the one who always struggles," or "I am not lovable," then a sudden influx of happiness creates a psychological conflict known as cognitive dissonance. Reality is showing you success, but your identity is screaming failure. The human brain hates this tension. It craves consistency above all else. So when faced with a choice between changing your entire identity, which is hard, or destroying your reality, which is easy, the brain chooses destruction. By ruining the relationship or sabotaging the job, you resolve the dissonance. You look at the mess you made, and while you may be sad, your ego is relieved. It whispers, "Ah, that's better." Chaos returns. "Now I know who I am again." You sacrifice your happiness to preserve your ego's need for consistency. Point number 3. Preemptive control. For the traumatized mind, peace is not relaxation. Peace is simply the waiting room for disaster. When life is going too well, you feel a visceral sense of dread. You are waiting for the other shoe to drop. You believe that the universe is keeping score, and that this happiness is just a setup for a future punishment. The anxiety of waiting for disaster is often more painful than the disaster itself. So what do? You take control. You drop the other shoe yourself. By imploding the relationship or the opportunity with your own hands, you move from being a helpless victim of fate to being the active architect of your own destruction. It is a twisted form of power. You decide when the pain happens and how it happens. You would rather break your own heart on your own terms than risk being blindsided by the world. So how do we reset the thermostat? You cannot fix this by trying harder. You must fix it by expanding your capacity. The next time things are going well, and you feel that familiar urge to burn it all down, stop. Recognize that this anxiety is not a sign of danger. It is a sign that you have hit your upper limit. You need to practice titration. Sit with the happiness. Tolerate the discomfort of things going right. Tell your nervous system, I am safe in this joy. I do not need to lower the temperature. You must slowly, day by day, prove to your primitive brain that you can be happy and safe at the same time. You have spent your whole life surviving the storm. It is time to learn how to survive the sunlight. If you are ready to stop being your own worst enemy, leave a comment below. We are rewriting the script here. See you in the next one.